Don't they, Dean? All right.
But you posed the question. I have to respond.
You have to, and yeah, it's been good. What was your first story?
Yeah, I had just to cut because we wouldn't have started the discussion anyway.
The referee here. So versus match, you know.
Yeah, we need such people.
Because I want him to convince me.
Okay.
I want him to be convinced.
Before I convince, let me respond to your question.
All right, sure.
Let's do justice.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then you have to reason before you take a risk. What do you think would be the benefit of a grade 7 pupil preparing for an exam, reading a grade 12 book preparing for an exam? Do you think it's going to help them pass the exam?
No, like
Wait,
it's.
is it going to help them pass an exam? I need the yes or no answer. You're in grade 7, you're studying.
All right, no. All right, I'll just go back. I wanted that and next. Okay, but then you said the yes or no answer. So you said what's the question again?
The question is, a grade 7 pupil writing an exam.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in order, or will it help them to pass that exam if they read a physics book of grade 12?
No.
But it's a risk.
Okay.
That's a story.
Do you still stick?
Unthinkable. Who does that, guys?
So do you still stick to the point that you need to take risk or any risk?
It depends.
You have to
depends.
filter. You have to filter what risk is relevant for what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah, which is I have to
That's
stick.
Right?
I'm not sticking to my thing.
how many people have cried in Zambia for
We're
doing
taking
these
risks.
online businesses?
Yeah.
They took those risks.
But no, that's
And
not,
why are they
that's
now?
not that. I think that's foolishness. The first one came.
Whoa, those are your words.
Slapped, you know.
Those are your words. I distance myself back. It's a risk.
I will take them back again.
But it's a
like
risk
that.
still, yeah?
No, that's actually what we call a low budget kind of a risk. How do you go? How do you try somebody?
How is the low budget?
Because you know it's more like this side. You've never seen those people before.
Yeah.
You invest in money.
Uh-huh.
Even though you've seen people.
Have you seen Airtel before? But you're using their SIM cards, right?
James Kairi, those guys will be able to be
I'm telling you that,
answerable.
James. It's
Let me say the risk also matters.
True.
Because you can't just take in a risk that is just coming on a silver plate. Like people who invest
Yeah,
just to
those-
get fast money.
Yeah, true.
Even the Bible itself, it tells us you have to sweat.
True.
Then you can get that money. That's a risk. Why? Because you have to put in hard work for you to
Yeah,
get
on
that
that
money.
one, yes, I can agree with you a bit here as we
Don't say
are
you're
going
trying-
on now.
Don't say you're
No.
trying to refuse what the Bible says as well.
If you try to put the Bible now, yes, yeah,
You're put in a corner.
Exactly.
No, it is
all
well.
right. So yeah, so you were saying something about the same thing about there's something you were saying before you mentioned the grade 12.
Yeah.
I said yes or no.
Yes.
I said nah, no, right?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a question now, but I'll ask it later.
Yeah.
So let's go back to our topic. That's our 10th
Yeah.
season. So I want to ask something that has to do with our youths as well. How do you help out? Like let me just say I'm starting from the ground, right?
Sure.
Okay. Does this have to do with business as well? Because I'm trying to see which one am I going to fit in. I'm going to bring.
It has to do with the life of a young one, or a life of a person who's living under the sun, created by God specifically.
Anything is a freestyle. It's a free Mandela, yeah?
Yeah,
Get
let's
out,
take
we're
it
going
that
just
way.
dropping
Let's
the
take
free
it that
Mandela.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking. Let's talk about peer pressure
Sure.
that we use. We do have. I do have those. I do encounter them, but I'm never been defeated by that because I believe in starting things on my own. But there are times whereby like you've seen those guys have gone to
Yeah,
for
they've
cinema.
gone to
You know, I'm broke, like I don't have money. I feel like I want to go, you know, but I'm stuck here on the podcast. I'm having, but it's actually it's a good thing. But I'm on the other hand, I'm like, like I want to join those guys.
Yeah.
So okay, the thing is that how do you help out youths? I would say specifically to us Adventists, because Adventists now we're being tagged a lot. The pressures whereby you are a singer, you're in a singing group,
Yeah.
then you need money. Because even at church, you go to church, it's not going to drama my uniform. You go at church, we need money for this kind of program. So there's that kind of pressure youth have. You want to look for money.
In
you
short,
know.
you want to participate in each and every program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of pressure it comes in. So you find that we are being indulged in being maybe taking part in some of the things that are contrary to the Bible and the Christian. How do you help out Adventists? Let me just say Adventists first of all, as youths, to not try to be in that train of people who are going astray from the Bible, but rather they have to stay on point, even though we guys are looking for money.
Okay. I think the first thing I would love to put across is, if you find yourself, all right, failing to manage a particular lifestyle, you haven't grown, to that particular lifestyle. It's an insult for someone in the business class in an airplane to ask for airtime for 5 kwacha. Right? if you go, for example, you go to international KK International Airport and you find someone who's boarding a plane and yet they're asking for 5 kwacha to buy water, they haven't grown to that level they're trying to live.
They're trying to live.
There are things that come as a consequence of the level you're at. Right now, if Obama posts on his Facebook to say he wants someone to buy him a vehicle, within an hour, people will offer to buy him. If not, the companies themselves will manufacture one for him. It's a consequence of the level where he is at. If I do that, no one is going to buy me a vehicle. Alright?
Yeah,
Why is it like that? For one simple reason. It's a level of growth. So if you find your own programs and inconveniencing my programs because you want me to fund them, then you are not yet ready for the programs you're settling for. Alright? If your blessings will come and they will affect me, then those are not blessings. That's why even God, before he blesses someone, God, actually, by the way, God is a God of time. Alright? He just doesn't do things anyhow. He's a God of time. There will be a time that you'll be born, and there will be a requirement for you when you're born. A mother breastfeeds, not for any reason, but to give you the nutrients that are required for you to go through the process of childhood. You understand? When you're an adult, it's a different situation. Imagine when you're old, they will tell you to do something and you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
But when you're young, the same thing you complain about and think they're
When
troubling
you
you.
were young.
Exactly. So what am I trying to put across? What I'm simply trying to put across is that there's a time and a season for everything. Alright? And the moment you find yourself doing something that inconveniences her, then there's a problem. If I want to buy a vehicle and yet I have to be asking her for fuel, trust me, it's not yet my time to drive.
Exactly.
It's not yet my time to drive. Before you go to a particular level, you should be able to understand and manage that particular level.
So it's more like you understand, like when you go to this stage, you understand where you are and the things
That you're able to
surrounding you
Yes.
in those, yeah, like, okay, yeah, like you've mentioned something about a vehicle. Yes, you can buy a vehicle,
Yeah.
but there is the issue of maintenance,
Yeah.
fuel
Yeah.
in there. You find that maybe because I think I've got a couple of friends who've done that before. They bought cars and shortly, I know I'm having issues with the fuel. So it's more like there's something you said there, like more like you are rushing before your actual time has come. Now, how do you know that, okay, this now it's my time to shine? Or do you just live by the grace that, okay, the sun will shine, saying that, okay, now it's your time? Or you have to take a risk before we go back to the issue of you helping out the youth who are in that, the peer pressure issue. So now, dude, let the time shine, okay, it's your time now to drive Olivia, to have a Mercedes with you.
I see. Alright,
How
so
do you know your time?
heaven will never open for you to understand what it's saying. It will speak to you through people. Alright? Before I wrote my Facebook, it was a communication of heaven through people.
Okay.
I would go for shows, I would go for interviews, I would go for speeches and everything. And whenever I'm done, one question popped up from everyone that was surrounding me. So what book have you written? Alright? I never had a plan to write a book myself. But that was the standard. So the level at which I was at that particular time required me to have a book to attach myself to. Because that's what people understood me to have that capacity to do that. You understand? It's like you're saying you're in grade 12, yet you can't define what matter is. Are you sure you're in the right class? Are you sure at the right level? There are things that you just need to have. Alright? Things that are expected of you. And if you don't have them, the expectation will make you adjust to have them. You understand? So even for us, the young ones, when do you know this is the right time for you to do something? Life is very simple. You know, life is simple, except we make it hard, we make it difficult. Life has got principles that are standard. And the moment you understand those principles, you just walk through life. You have nothing to complain about. You have nothing to worry about. You have something to appreciate about with life. The Bible is clear, there's nothing new under the sun. Meaning to every kind of lifestyle, there's a formula. Now, do you know that formula? No, you don't. You only want a formula that is governed by peer pressure, influences, and the things we're seeing on social media. Alright? You see someone driving on social media, someone dressing in anyone on social media. Have you seen them physically wearing what they've posted on social media? You've never. But you want to wear that and impress people. Alright? How you portray yourself is very important. It's how you look at yourself that matters, not how other people look at you. In the Bible, there were people that were about to do a battle, and they looked at themselves like grasshoppers. What happened? Their enemies looked at them as grasshoppers. So it's how you look at yourself that matters. Okay, so when you speak of when do you know the right time to do something?
Yeah, when do I know?
Yeah, so let's get to that. It's very simple. Firstly, the people around you. You'll be able to, you know, when you're growing and the people around are not growing, automatically there's a gap that is created. where you are right now, the friends that you have, are they the same that you had in grade 1? No.
No.
Are they the same that you had in grade 12 or 9 or 7? No. But there are some that you've kept for one simple reason, because they too are growing.
That you are growing, yeah,
So you're
you're
matching.
evolving together.
Exactly. Imagine I'm talking about buying Tobwa, all right, and you're talking about buying a sack of Millie Milk. How can we relate?
Now we can.
We can't
we
relate.
think low. I think
Exactly.
family level.
Exactly.
Oh,
You-
family level, guys.
Exactly.
You know,
Top
you
one
have
is
responsibility. You know, so
Yeah.
automatically you find, okay, this guy is not helping me grow. And if you decide to just hold on to me, there are two things that you have. You can try to help me adjust. If not, you're going to sacrifice your own destiny for my happiness.
Yeah.
Alright, so
yeah,
you ensure
that's
you don't say no to yourself to please me, because at the end of life is personal. Life is personal. No one owes you anything in your life.
Yeah,
It's you to
and,
live the life
and
you
the
want to
people,
want.
they'll be like, no, he's tripping this Daisy. I don't know. This is a saying which are going all over. Okay, I'm sticking much to my church.
Yeah.
There are even times that, first of all, you have to abide. Actually, you have to maybe be too much busy with work. Another church program, there may be a bit of held up for you. They'll be like, no, ever since he started having cash, he's been tripping on us, he's been avoiding us. They'll even call you unholy, just for the sake of you are making money.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
we are living in an extent whereby if you don't do this maybe to make them happy, they'll call you these kind of names.
Yeah.
Starting from church, the people that you are with, the people that you grew up with. That's because you've evolved to another stage, because you are trying to reach somewhere. But when you try to drag them in again, I don't know what just happens to us, the humanity around us, the people. So why do you have to those people that more like I'll put myself in my like in this scenario whereby I have people around me, friends. I'm trying to make a better life. Then I may have people as well maybe saying that ever since this guy has been doing this or her, things have changed. They don't have time for us. Do I have to stick to those people? I have to change the circles. Changing the circle again becomes an issue.
Yeah, true.
Those I grew up with, this I'll find on the way again. Those people will be different to how we're going to be relating to each other. So how do you fix up this issue of me having people? I'm trying to grow. People are there. The background stabbing you, saying I know. Do I have just